Hello guys, we're back again. Lovely bright sunny day here in the UK, but we're going to work inside the garage. The noise behind me is the condensation burning off inside the log burner, and we are back on with the WR125X project, and we're just going to start ticking off a few of the jobs that are left to do basically. So let's crack on, shall we? First job for the day, guys, is getting this little front panel on the nose cone. And we didn't have any hardware, but we do now. So got some, little rubber captive nuts. Typically find these on sort of bike windscreens and everything. They're quite handy. I bought a few this time, so keep running out of hardware. Maybe these should be Allen head bolts. They're stainless, so they're not going to go rusty. Beautiful. One job done. For the life of me last week, I couldn't remember if we'd done these pinch bolts up after we torqued the axle up, and we didn't. So these are like 8 or 9 Newton meters. They don't need to be very tight, as you can see there. So the next thing my friend wants is a set of heated grips. Summer's coming and everything. It's important to keep your hands warm. But, that's what he wants. That's what he gets. But probably could have done without wiring it all in. So compressed air on heated grips is never that great. Because they're solid, so you can use a bit of compressed air on a normal grip. Oh, and I accidentally brushed up against the wall and broke the new clutch lever, so we've got to have a new one of them on the way now. That's fantastic. So that's one lever on. I have to tidy the wiring up. Right, so I'm just going to access the battery, which, like I said, for me is down here on the right hand side of the bike. So that exposes my battery, and I've got the plug here that goes to your control unit. So in the set you get this little bundle of joy. You've got the live and earth connection for your battery in black and red, and you've got there's a 5 amp fuse in there screwed into there. So we need to keep the fuse, and we need to keep that plug on the end. And it's a shame that if your battery was under the seat or on the rear of the bike or halfway up the side, then you'd probably need a lot of this loom. I, on the other hand, do not. Was I looking for a 10mm socket? No, I wasn't. Oh, good. They're not over tightened, and they shouldn't be. Right, the camera was in my way, guys, so I had to come off the camera. But like I said, every battery is going to be different unless you are fitting it to a Yamaha WR125X. This is a 2014. So I drilled a small hole in the front of the cover. I've got some grommets, so I'm just going to pop a grommet through there, and it's allowed me just to plug the power in there, and then we're just going to tidy up the wiring here, make sure you've got enough slack so that the handlebars can move to their full extent without pulling on anything, and that they're not in the way of the headstock, so they're not going to get caught up. So I'm just going to pop a bit of tape or something around this to keep it protected, and then cable tie this up to the loom. So that's it, guys, job done. So we've got the little unit here, see that working, low heat, high heat. We've still got this here to tidy up because I'm waiting on some panels for this particular bike, so we can see where we can tidy these up neatly. So just again, make sure your wiring is cable tied up neatly, your throttle can move to its full extent nice and easily, and that the handlebars move to their stops without any wiring getting caught up. So pretty simple job to do at home, guys. Right, next little job to cross off the list. Missing Jubilee clip. Now I know that you shouldn't open them up like this, but it's full of coolant. The coolant's good. I don't want to split the system. So I've opened the Jubilee clip up. Splendid, or lovely jubbly clip, should I say. Right, what's next, guys, is this disgusting mess. So this is the rear tail, not so tidy. So let's get a few of these old bits off. So indicators are all snapped and broken. So they can all come off. Where's my snips? Let's get rid of this wiring. So I'm pretty sure that rear light is a no-go. Ah, good old indicator tape. An indicator that the indicator is broken, indicating that it needs a new one. Lots of things for the bin here. Right, a pile to be filed under B1N and a bracket left over. Right, where's these rear lights? Right, so we've got a pair of new indicators supplied by the customer to match the front ones. That's easy enough. And then I had this rear light, but they ain't going to do it for us because it mounts top or bottom and not like that. So that's a shame because that looks like the better of the two. Or we've got this one, which is mounted to this, that has no way of mounting a number plate to it. The fittings aren't very big though. Let's whip it out of here and see if it will work. It's got a captive nut in the plastic. Just trying to save a bit of money, basically. There's a lot of money in parts gone into this little Yamaha for my friend. Great. There we go. Made a meal of that one. Okay, let's see if we can mark this up and drill it out. There's already a little hole here which is literally in the perfect place for the loom to go through. So let's cover the camera with a drill and drill it out. See if that will work for us. Yeah, touch bigger. Perfect. Right, can we get a couple of centre punches in here? See how blunt this drill bit is. Lovely. That's going to work. Let me go clean it. Some of these drills and bits away. So we've had a bit of a scrub up on the actual bracket. So let's see if this rear light will fit. So this little circuit board was just glued into place, so we will do the same thing. Let's make sure that grommet's in there. Right, clever me, forgot to press record. So hot glue gun, put the circuit board back inside the new light where we had it apart, and then the screws go through the light out the back, and we got the little nuts, and we got the grommet there for our loom and everything. So that's a new rear light on. Happy days. So the next thing we'll do is we'll pop these new indicators on, and then I'll show you the snake's nest of wiring we've got on the bike for this lot. Right, lovely. So I don't want any of these connectors anymore. So they can go. Same with these ones. Right, the only heat shrink I've got that's going to be anywhere close to being the right size is red, so that will have to do. No, rubber boot can go on afterwards. So our next trick is this little bundle of joy. It was already cut apart when I got it. Nothing was ever plugged into that one. So I just want to know what's right, what's left on the indicators, and what have we got on these three, which is for the rear light. So I've used the ground of the bike to begin with, and I've got 12.8 volts in the battery. So when I turn it on, I should get side lights straight away. So yeah, we got battery voltage there. Yep, so that's our side light and our number plate lights. Ooh. And then on this one here, that should be our brake light. Nothing on the front one. Yeah, so the rear one, let me try and hold that there, maybe you guys can see it. Just if I press the rear brake, we get battery voltage. So green and yellow is brake lights, brown is our side lights, black is our ground. Let's check our indicators. So that's left hand side indicator. Let me get the multimeter where you guys can see it maybe. So if you guys can see that line at the bottom flashing just, so that is the left hand indicator is black. Let's just check the right hand side one. yeah, I know you guys can't see it, but that's live and earth for left and right hand side indicators, earth for the rear light, side light for the rear light, and rear brake light only on that one. So I'm just exposing the indicator wires here. Somebody's already been here because the outer conduit has already been cut in half. So we are going to get rid of those because we don't have the correct connectors for them to go back on. Oh, that'll be the phone. So I know these aren't insulated ones, but I've got some heat shrink to put over them, and it's all I've got, and I just want to get it done. Need to have a good sort out of all of my consumables and hardware, and I've got a new rack to put up and a label machine, so I just need to get it all up and get it stocked up properly. Right, always use ratchet style crimps, and if you can't hang on the crimps, they ain't tight enough. Right, so that's left hand side. Right, now I'm wondering if this lone plug that wasn't being used is for a number plate light. And if it's an ignition live, that's exactly what it will be used for. Yeah, that's an ignition live. So we'll use that for our number plate lights, which haven't actually arrived yet. Right, so we're just gonna bolt this hanger back on, and guess what? The new loom isn't long enough. Happy to show you my mistakes as well. So I'm gonna have to extend it. Right. So I'm going to make a couple of looms back up again, and I'll bring you back in, guys, okay? Right, I know it doesn't look very pretty at the moment, and I haven't done any of the heat shrinks or routed it correctly, but I just extended the wiring off camera. Let's just make sure that it's working. So one rear indicator, can you see that? No, you can't. Let me reposition you a little bit. So one rear indicator, that's the other rear indicator, so they're working. We've got no rear side light and no brake light. So what have we done or not done there then? Right, so that's the earth we used. So we know the indicators are okay. Oh, great. Right. Let's find another. That's good, isn't it? Look at that. So I know before that I had a live on that one. Yeah, that might be part of the problem. Look, somebody else's crimps. You cannot hang on, apparently. Okay. Back in a minute. I think that will do for one video, guys. I don't feel like doing any electrical diagnosis. So we've got the indicators working, we've got the bracket on, we checked all the pinch bolts on the front, we've got the heated grips on, we replaced that Jubilee clip that was missing. So probably a little bit of a shorter video than you're used to on a Sunday, but we got a few bits done, and I'll see you next time. And I promise you next time everything will be here and we'll be finishing this bike so we can crack on with some others. Right, I'm Dino, this is Patch's Repair Shop. If you've made it this far, smash that subscribe button, hit like, drop us a comment, and I'll see you guys next week.